and students. It's a moment of great privilege and honor for us to extend a hearty welcome to Dr. Mukta Sharma ma'am to this session on building and innovation, challenges and opportunities under IIC at Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies. IIC refers to Institution Innovation Council, an initiative by MHRD. Ministry of Education, Government of India has established an innovation cell with the purpose of systematically fostering the culture of innovation in all higher education institutes across country. In this session, the students will be guided about the innovation and opportunities. I must tell you that WIPS, one of the finest and accomplished institutions, is known for providing academic excellence with students with its highly experienced faculty, world-class infrastructure, and excellent placement opportunities. And not only this, it helps us attain professional experience, excellence, and also helps us in transforming into a responsible citizen of the nation. Now, I would like to introduce Mamta Madan ma'am, heading a position of convener at IIC in WIPS. Professor Mamta Madan ma'am is an accomplished professor of computer science. Mamta ma'am has over 22 years of experience in research and academics. She is associated with WIPS since inception. We welcome you, Mamta ma'am.
Thank you, Navodita. Thank you so much.
It's been our honor this morning to welcome our speaker today with us, Dr. Mukta Sharma ma'am. We welcome you, ma'am. Dr. Mukta Sharma ma'am has more than 16 years of experience of academia at graduation and post-graduation level. Her research experience is in varied areas such as information security, cryptography, e-commerce. To her credit, she has published various research papers in national and international journals of repute. She has authored 3 books in computer science domain. She has been conferred with the Best Associate Professor Award by Jenison Education 2021. She has been conferred with the Best Faculty Award by GRABS Teaching and Research Excellence Award 2021. I request ma'am to please share some of her insightful thoughts. It will be a pleasure to hear from you, ma'am. And thereby, I request Mukta Sharma ma'am to start with the today's session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Navodita. Good morning, everyone. Before I talk about building an innovation, challenges and opportunities, let me congratulate the management of WIPS for taking such an initiative to actually talk about the innovation and introduce the culture of innovation in the students of WIPS. I would like to thank Professor Dr. Supriya Madan, Dean School of Information Technology and President IIC. I would also like to thank Professor Mamta Madan ma'am, IIC convener, for organizing this webinar. I'm truly grateful to Dr. Neetu Goyal and Dr. Pooja Thakkar for inviting me as a resource person for this session. So moving to the content,
which is our pleasure that you are here, and I hope that our students will learn a lot from you.
Yeah, same here. I am very much eager to take the thanks from you people also.
Sure.
Yeah.
Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So the objectives of my presentation, which I'll be covering today, is I'll be talking about innovation, importance of innovation, types of innovation, building an innovation culture. I'll be also talking about the key elements involved in innovation. Since I'll be talking about technological innovation, and I am told that these are BCA and MCA students, so I'm believing that you people are very much well acquainted with technology already. But maybe a glimpse of technology we'll see, and then we'll be moving to technological innovation. Then we'll see the opportunities and challenges which comes in innovation. So to begin with, we will look into the definition of innovation. So I'll start with a quote by Dr. Albert. Innovation is seeing what everybody has seen and thinking what nobody has thought. So with this quote, I'll start. What exactly comes to your mind when I say innovation? I really want this to be an interactive session. So I would appreciate if you people can unmute yourself and someone can tell me what exactly do you think is innovation and how is it different from invention? Is it different by any chance?
Navodita, if somebody raise their hand, please allow them to unmute, okay?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, so anybody who can tell me what is invention? Is it something I have seen many people, using invention word, innovation word in substitute. So is it the same word with like is it a synonym or is it something a different meaning? Okay. So nobody is very much eager to tell or willing to tell. Navodita, would you like to try?
Ma'am, according to me, innovation is something that is our own creativity as we are creating something innovative, like unique from the other ideas.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon.
Ma'am,
I think I
actually,
missed you.
yeah. Ma'am, I said that innovation is like that something uniqueness and basically not included in like the other ideas. So it's our own uniqueness that we present our creativity towards it.
Okay. Okay, so before I actually talk to you about innovation, let us see where the word innovation has actually derived from. So the innovation word is a Latin verb which has been derived from innovare, the word innovare, which means to renew. So when we talk about innovation, innovation is the introduction of new things, new ideas, new way of doing something, which actually add on to the commercial value, add on to the revenue generation. That is what is innovation. So, innovation is the creation, development, and implementation of a new product, process, or service with the aim of improving efficiency, effectiveness, or giving a competitive advantage. So, this is the literal meaning of innovation. So, now when I talk about innovation being all technology people around, so let me share the innovation equation, a very simple mathematical equation which I believe will be helpful for you to
Mukta ma'am, sorry
remember
to
it
disturb
for.
you. Mukta
Yeah.
ma'am, your screen is not visible. It's not shared.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, yes.
Okay. Thank you. So when we talk about the equation or mathematical viewpoint of innovation, I think this will you will remember it for a longer duration. Invention is something a new idea. If it is only invention and there is no commercial aspect to it, there is no money involved in it, no revenue is generated, it is not an innovation. If similarly, if you do not have any idea but you are commercializing the thing, again, that is not an innovation. So innovation is invention, product, commercialization, invention multiplied by commercialization. So if you have a new idea and you are actually are able to generate some value out of it, you are able to fetch money out of it, that becomes an innovation. Let me quote one very simple example. I'm sure you must have seen people strolling in the park, specifically in the morning time, elderly people with a neem stick in their hand, usually known as datun. कितने लोगों ने नाम सुना है? Kindly just raise your hands. Okay. So datun is something which our ancestors used earlier to protect their teeth because that the neem tree itself is an antibacterial, has an antibacterial properties. It removes plague and helps kill the bacteria, removes the bad breath, and actually helps whiten up our teeth. So later on, that idea was commercialized into toothbrush. So I believe you all are using toothbrush these days. No? Okay. So later on, that toothbrush also get commercialized, and there were modifications, and that was battery operated toothbrush. These days, the toothbrush are coming with IoT sensors and other, sensors attached to it, which can actually tell the parents the history of the brushing pattern of the kid. कि कितनी ड्यूरेशन का के लिए he has brushed or she has brushed the teeth, what was the pattern, which are the places still not brushed or not cleaned properly. So these kind of things are nothing but these are the innovation. I'll try and relate it with the real life things so that you can relate it and understand it a little more properly. The second example I would like to take is, I believe we were doing shopping earlier also, from the basic household things to the other shoppings. But now, because of the COVID-19, we are forced to shop digitally. Everything is available at our doorstep. The companies like Big Basket, Amazon, Swiggy, they are helping us out, reaching to us and giving us the the entire whatever we have ordered for our order at our doorstep. They are taking the money also online, because these days we don't feel like touching the money given by somebody else. Otherwise, we have to sanitize our hand and so on. So we are more into digital world. We are using digitalization extensively. I believe I am making some sense to you guys. Should I proceed further with the importance of innovation?
Sure, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much for acknowledging. So, importance of innovation, when we talk about for any country, if you really want to see any country growing, you have to be very good in innovation. So, innovation is vital not only for the country's growth, but if you are a company of, or maybe if you are just a startup, you actually need to be very much innovative, because the companies it gives companies an edge in penetrating market faster, and it provides a better connection to developed markets, which can lead to bigger opportunities. So the importance of innovation is very high. So when we talk about Atal Innovation Mission, it was designed 5 years back, and it was the initiative which was taken by the IIT Delhi. They usually used to go to the remote areas and actually help the people, help the students there. So they found that there is a potential market, and they need to train the students, they need to train the kids, because India is a very young country. When I talk about young country, that means the India has maximum the age which we are in, the current citizens are in. They are in the most of them are in below 30s. So that is the reason why we say that India is a very young country this time, at this particular era. And that is the reason we need to be a little more proactive with the startups. So if you have seen the initiative taken by the Modi government, our honorable Prime Minister has taken great initiative to, foster. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
audible.
Okay. So he has taken a great amount of initiative like Atmanirbhar Bharat, Digital India, skill development, Toykathon. How many of you have heard about Toykathon? Anybody has heard about Toykathon?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that? What is that?
Please elaborate, because some of you must have participated also, and one of our student was actually to reach towards the finalist also, Navya.
That's
She's in
really
sixth
amazing.
semester. Yeah.
That's really amazing. So these are the, see, when I'm talking about India as an economy, we are in a growing stage of innovation. Earlier, if I'm saying, just imagine that, when we are actually taking the products from China, Chinese products are very innovative. Normal pencil is also very different, You feel like working, you feel like purchasing it, because the color combinations are so attractive, or maybe they have used the design in such a way that the kids get very much fascinated to purchase it. So such kind of, or maybe it has some other utility besides the pencil, it has some other features also. So a pencil can get converted into some colored pen also. The backside of the pencil has some other color, and the front side is normal pencil. So such kind of innovation is something which Chinese market was flourishing, and we were bound to take toys from China. But now the initiative of Prime Minister Modi, the concept of Toykathon is a very beautiful concept, because he has felt and he know that there is a great potential in our students. I am very, very much sure that I firmly believe that you people have very innovative minds. You can actually deliver and design something really great, because you are young, fresh minds, and with so many new ideas, which can actually be wonderful for any business prospects. So the importance is very high. There are Niti Aayog, Atal Innovation Mission, and the Better India initiative. They have tried to launch schemes to reward the students for solving the real world problems. Something related to clean energy, waste management, healthcare, space research, and many more. how many of you remember the Kumbh 2019? It has actually broken, it has actually come in the Guinness Book of World Record for the largest crowd management. Artificial intelligence was used extensively for ensuring the smooth traffic management at that time, managing the security, disposing of garbage and crowd surveillance, sanitation. So these things were catered by the artificial intelligence itself. So this is the importance of innovation, that if you innovate, your country will grow, your socio-economic needs will be fulfilled. So now coming to the types of innovation, I believe my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So types of innovation is, this is something which I have taken from 10 Types of Innovation, a book authored by Larry Kelly. This is an excellent book which talks about the corporate innovations into 10 categories. So we'll start with the profit model. Profit model talks about how you make money. The best example could be Gillette. I am sure all the boys are familiar with this term Gillette, the company Gillette. Gillette is a US based company which was existed somewhere in 1901, around 119 years back. They have innovated the safety razors and disposable blades. So this is how their innovation has actually tried to help the man to save their skin, to protect their skin. Then is network, connection with others to create value. Can anyone give me the example of network? Okay, let me start with one, and I want any one of you to come up with one more example. So when I'm talking about network, I am trying to extend my relationship and doing partnership with someone, and in collaboration, I'm trying to form something. Like Toshiba did it. Toshiba collaborated with UPS, and they said that we'll be UPS company will be managing Google did a tie up with them. They acquire it in 2011, and then Google Nest is coming very much nowadays. It's promoting since 2014. It's promoting Google Nest.
Ma'am, Google and JetBrains.
Okay, kindly elaborate it.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Google collaborate with the JetBrain to introduce a new Android Studio product,
Mhm.
so developer can develop the Android app easily.
That's amazing example. That is the best example of networking. That's really good. Well done. Then the third is structure innovation. Structure innovation, when we talk about, it's alignment of your talent and assets. So when we talk about the alignment of your assets, I believe we have studied the management subject also in part of our BCA and MCA also. One subject like POM is there for BCA, and for MCA also we have one subject for related to management, in which you know that we have a hierarchical organizational structure, or we follow a structure which is top down approach or bottom up approach, something like that. We have studied that. So there was Mr. W.L. Gore, who has proposed a very renowned concept of flat lattice. So there was formals without any formal structure. He said the teams can collaborate, the teams can join, the teams can actually work on the brainstorming. I'm sure आपने software engineering में brainstorming पढ़ा होगा सबने. तो brainstorming जब initially शुरू हुआ था ना, तो that was the idea that we'll be only talking. Just imagine that if somebody is focusing only on the executive or the management level, or the top level to discuss something, so their point of view would be something very much different from the people who have just joined, who are freshers. Because when we talk about the experienced people, and the people who have already been in the market from last maybe 30-40 years, they have a different mindset. And when it comes to the freshers, they have fresh ideas which are yet to be explored. So that is the reason he told that it should be a flat system where nobody should be higher or junior or something, and everybody should sit together and they can actually brainstorm. So this is the best way to innovate. So like if you are very much comfortable discussing any scenario or any idea which has come to your mind, if you feel that is a just an idea, but you feel like discussing it with your faculties, your friends, and then you come up with something more beautiful, more significant, which can actually be feasible and viable for the implementation also. That is something, a structured approach which we are talking about. Then comes the process. When we talk about the process, it's the signature or the superior method for doing your work. So whatever work you are doing, you have to follow certain process. I'm sure, Abhi, when you have organized this webinar also, so there are student volunteers, there are faculty volunteers. So you have a process that this is something which we need to finalize the date, we need to finalize the resource person, we need to finalize the video conferencing way which will be best comfortable for both the for the students as well as the resource person as well as the college. So these kind of things are nothing but these are the process. So you need to actually, I believe the meaning of process is clear to all of you. So when we talk about the processes, it's doing things differently. Like how many of you have heard about the Zip car? Nobody has heard about the Zip car? Zipcar has radically changed the car hiring process. All right, I'll take another example to make you a little more clear about it. Amazon in 2007, instead of starting because Amazon was a fine brand by that time also. So Amazon, instead of launching the grocery thing everywhere where they were dealing, so they just keep themselves limited to Seattle. So then when they experimented in Seattle and they found the results were very much good. So then they were ensured after seeing the experiment and it was successful. So they launched in the other part of the countries also. So this is how the process things are done. They need to manage the flow, whether they are able to deliver it, whether how they'll be shipping it, and so on, and other things, right? The next is the product performance. So when we talk about the product performance, we talk about something new products or features added. Like your mobile phones, your earlier mobile phones, if I am talking about, it was only the mobile phone for talking with the other person or maybe maximum SMSing the other person. But if I'm talking about the mobile that has actually replaced your maybe your calculator, maybe your camera. These days, I have not seen people carrying their cameras even going for a vacation, maybe a 2-day vacation. If you want to go, you don't feel like carrying your camera unless you are a person who are very much inclined to capture good moments. You generally feel like capturing it with your cell phone only because your cell phone has provides you that extra feature of and the extra good quality of the picture quality is very much good now, which was earlier not that much covered. So I believe the product performance is clear. The next is product system, complementary products and services. This is an interesting thing. When you are a startup, you can do something like this, a specific special initiative. So when I'm talking about the product system, it is something like Mozilla has done. They have they've used an army of independent developers and they have created Firefox, and it has multiple plugins with it. So initially when we started working on the browsers, we faced a lot of problems that we have to explicitly install the Acrobat. Also we have to explicitly install the flash drive also for running the flash files or the SDWF files. But later on that was incorporated in the plugins and by default it was given to us by the browser itself. And of course nothing stays to constant. Anybody who is working in a competitive world, the next day they'll be coming up with a better proposition or a better solution for that. Then we have something called as service. I'll try and make it a little more lighter for you so that you can relate it well. How many of you have seen Rocket Singh movie? मुझे बताएगा रॉकेट सिंह मूवी में कोई कि क्या what kind of things he has proposed, Ranbir Kapoor has proposed to stay in the market. How many of you have seen, by the way, the movie Rocket Singh? Kindly raise your hands. Nobody has seen? Okay, Sarthak has seen it. Besides Sarthak, nobody has seen. Okay, so let me change the example then, because then it will not be easy for you to understand. So let me quote an example of ICICI Bank. How many of you remember the advertisement of ICICI Bank to maintain the CRM, the customer relationship management, where they used to go and explicitly wish the customer. They used to explicitly go and with a cake or with a card or something. They used to go and in person they used to meet the client. That used to give them a personal touch to the customer. So these kind of things are nothing but they are providing an extra additional support and enhancement. So another example of service could be there could be numerous examples, of course, but I am just quoting one or two. The other example could be Zappos. Zappos was a normal e-commerce site which started sending flowers and birthday card on the birthdays or the anniversaries of their clients. Then we have Channel. Channel is how your offerings are delivered to customers and users. So when we talk about Channel, I believe Amazon comes to everybody's mind because Amazon has done a tremendous job. Amazon WhisperNet service allows the users to order and download a Kindle book in 1 minute. Similarly, Amazon is giving you the option that anything you order for it, they'll be actually delivering at your doorstep. Seeing Amazon, Flipkart, and Big Basket Daily, Big Basket, and other companies also started giving you the option. Then is the brand. We generally say that we are very brand cautious, brand loyal. So that particular brand has actually done so much good that whatever they are doing, maybe they are just adding into it. We'll just go with that brand because we are very much loyal to that brand because we know that the brand will be doing something really extraordinary for us because they have been doing it from last so many years and has actually made so many loyal customers. And the last is customer engagement. So when I talk about the customer engagement, it is distinctive interactions you foster. So when I talk about the customer engagement, it is again I can quote the example of ICICI Bank, or maybe I can quote the example of any good hotel where you stay. They actually come up with some good kind of they'll give you some discount, or maybe if you travel via some airline, they'll give you some reward points or frequent flyer discount or frequent flyer some good options. So these kind of things are nothing but you are actually engaging your customers. Like Amazon is very much popular keeping the customers engaged. So Amazon is the one company which has started using the artificial intelligence and the individual customer dashboard. They were the ones who have actually pioneered this. So they have actually gathered that is the reason Amazon was among like number one company, and they have tried to maintain that thing since long. Why that is the best company? Because Amazon actually focuses on artificial intelligence largely. So whatever you are searching today, automatically the same search, maybe you have purchased some white shirt maybe 2 months back, and similarly if they have a same pattern shirt again, so they'll when you are again on Amazon, they'll start showing you such with your name, with your personalized name, dear so and so, and you this is something which you have purchased last time, or this is what you have read last time. So something similar to this novel, you can find these novels also. So such kind of thing is customer engagement. The next thing is building an innovation culture, the social environment that enables staff members to develop ideas and implement innovation. So now coming to our main topic, building an innovation culture. So how the companies can actually, or maybe the colleges and the universities can actually enhance and build an innovation culture. I know we are very much occupied with our daily routine tasks. So first thing is you need to challenge the daily routine. Ask the employees or ask the students some provocative questions. Ask them to think something out of the box and tell them to look for some good solutions. Brainstorm. Like you have a class of 60 students, so you can all sit together, brainstorm on something good, and then come up with some good solution. Conduct innovation workshops. I should actually congratulate WIPS for conducting such workshops and sessions for their graduate and postgraduate students. This is really wonderful initiative. So the second is conduct innovation and workshops. The third is set up innovation network. So connect your employees with external parties so that they can actually collaborate. They can actually talk to each other. Like you can talk to some other people and then collaborate and then work on some hackathons or join some hackathons and give some new idea. Maybe that student is from your college or maybe from other college, and two different students can actually collaborate and can produce something really significant. Like I'll quote one example of Mark Zuckerberg, I'm sure you all are familiar with. So Facebook was his project, which has been now a good, very renowned company, which is acquiring companies like WhatsApp and Insta. So just imagine, it was a small thought which has come as a project to Mark Zuckerberg, and now it's a very well, like it's a multi-dollar company, multi-million dollar company. Use innovative software. Analytics is one of the good softwares to interact. So they provide you a dashboard and they ask you to like the comments. They ask you to, if you want to add on to some startup ideas, if you have some new idea, you can actually write there, and you can actually, everybody like normal social platform, social media platform, you can like it, you can comment it, you can reshare it, something like that. So there are softwares, there are numerous softwares available. Analytics is one of them. And then hire innovative people. Look for innovative mindset. You have to be, when the companies really want to grow, they need to actually hire the innovative people who can actually create something good, valuable, which can be sold outside and can actually be adding value proposition to your system. So now coming to the key elements of innovation. So these are the four key elements of innovation. One is collaboration, ideation, implementation, and value creation. So when we talk about collaboration, it is nothing but we are working in a team and we are just brainstorming the things and what the community requires, what the society requires. And then based on that, we are working on a collaborative effort. And then ideation is the fresh ideas I'm talking about. So fresh ideas you can discuss, and finally you have to see whether it's feasible or not, whether it will be viable solution proposed by you, and then implement it, and then see how much value your creation has actually added. This is how these are the four key elements of innovation. So now before I move on to technology, I would like my technology students to address this question. What exactly is the technology? What do you understand by technology? What is technology? Anybody who can tell me what is technology?
And something which use scientific knowledge for practical purpose.
Mhm.
Something which can reduce human efforts.
Okay. Anybody else? In today's culture, we usually tend to equate the word technology with the word gadget. Is it fine?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
How many of you say yes? Kindly just raise your hand. Nobody feels so? Okay. That's Hemant. Okay. You think that gadget is something, a technology only?
Not only, but it is mainly.
It is mainly.
Not
Okay.
only.
Okay. That's really good. See, when we say like the gadgets are the in the word technology with the word gadget, if we replace it, that's probably not the best way to think about it. Why? Because technology is a science or knowledge put into practical use to solve problems or invent useful tools. So in a gadget, if I can talk about, if any gadget I'm talking about, the technology is something which is used in the gadget. Like if I'm saying I'm using smartphone and I know smartphone, I know how to use smartphone very much properly. You do not know the technology. You just know to operate that particular gadget. But when you say that you are a skilled technological person, that means you are very much comfortable and acquainted with the way to design and code the technology. You can actually, practically implement something. So that is what is the meaning of technology. All right. So when we talk about technology, it's a science or knowledge put into practical use to solve problems or invent useful tool. as per Bill Gates, a very beautiful quote given by him, we are changing the world with technology. So when we talk about the change in the technology, because of the technology, we are changing the world. Can someone explain what exactly is changing with the technology?
And we are making our task easier,
Mm-hmm. Very well said.
and ma'am, we are achieving many new things like space exploration, which resulted in many new discoveries.
Great. See, when we talk about the technology and when we talk about the change is coming in the world because of the technology, you pick any domain. May it be healthcare, may it be banking, may it be insurance, may it be farming or agriculture, may it be entertainment, everything is changing. We have stopped watching the regular television and we are actually hooked on to Netflix and Amazon and some other, the apps. So when we talk about the technological innovation, it is technology and innovation we have clubbed together. These two terms have been clubbed together to form technological innovation. So it usually, when we talk about the technological innovation, we are actually already working on using the technology as a backend at a backend, and we are trying to innovate the things, and we are giving proposing good solutions. We'll see it how, and later we'll be discussing about few of the examples also. So when we talk about the technical innovation, it has three phases. The first one is invention, your new idea. Realization, you just need to check whether it's viable solution, feasible है या नहीं है, कितना economical पड़ेगा, actually real time पर implement हो भी पाएगा या नहीं हो पाएगा. And the third and the final stage is implementation. So this is what is technical innovation all about. Now let me talk about the historical context. I am sure we have read numerous ages, starting with the Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age. We are quite familiar with Agriculture Age, Industrial Age, and Information Age. I'm sure you have heard about this. So agricultural age came somewhere in 18th century, industrial age came a decade after, maybe somewhere in 19th century, information age came somewhere in 20th century. So when we talk about the agricultural age, the wealth is the land, wherein in an industrial age it was capital, and in today's era it is knowledge, because the information and the data is the new fuel through which the companies are doing generating business, they are generating revenue. Acha, how many of you agree with me that when Google came, it was something a very good thing, good platform for all of us to actually, Google anything. Abhi bhi we all are using Google at, maximum time. So when I'm talking about the Google is being like when we initiated working on Google, it was something very much free of cost. But now if I'm talking about Google, Google is charging money from not only the individual users, but also from the companies, and they're actually selling our information to the third party. How many of you know that? The moment you search something, like maybe you are just looking for a new cell phone, so if you have just Google it on you have just Google it and about the new phone or the new laptop or the new thing, whatever you want to purchase, so it will start following you. Whether you will be opening any of the social media, it will start following you, that it will start showing you the cell phones, it will start showing you the new laptop or something. So this is nothing but this is something which has been shared by Google to the third parties, and third parties will start chasing you. Then advancement, of course, agricultural age was something which we used to conquer, industrial age we used to invent, and information age is a paradigm shift. When we talk about the time, we used to work with the sun and the season. And when industrial age came, it was 9 to 5 times, the factory whistles blow up, and everybody was, made alert to come and continue working on. After 5 they need to go something, they have a fixed timeline. Then information age has time zones, so people who are, maybe you must have heard about your seniors working with some MNCs for UK project, US project, and they're working on different time zones. They have to come at, because they have meetings scheduled, because if they're working with US, so accordingly they have to schedule their timings. So such kind of things, we are working in the information age, we have to manage the time zones. The workplace for agriculture age was farms, industrial age was capital equipment, and information age it was networks. And organization structure was family, and industrial age it was corporation, and information age it was collaborations. We rely heavily on collaborations, the mergers and acquisitions actually take place a lot. Tools were Plo, and in industrial age it was machines, and in information age it is computers and information and internet and other technologies also. how we used to solve problems in agricultural age, it was self or maybe the panchayat was formed and then we used to discuss. Industrial age, it is delegation. If you want to talk about some problem, there will be a board of panel will be, handling your queries and your question answer round. And information age, it is integration. We need to integrate the softwares with something else. We need to actually assemble it with, how they can actually work little more properly. The knowledge was very much generalized when we talk about agriculture age. Industrial age, it was specialized, and information age, it is interdisciplinary. And I am really happy to tell that the NEP, the National Higher Education Policy, has actually made it a great efforts to blend the education. Earlier, it was something very fixed that after BCA you have to go for either MCA or MBA. There were very limited choice, but now the student has the provision to decide that he is very good in data analytics. He wants to go only on data analytics. Go for it. He wants to go only for artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, cyber security. So there are different domains which he can opt for. He doesn't have to switch only for the basic things which we used to earlier tame the students that no, after BCA go for MCA if you're good in programming. If you have managerial skills, go for my MBA. But now we can further harness this skill and we can actually tell the students that go for this particular domain because you have a forte for security. Go for this particular domain because you are very good in data analytics. You are very good in predicting. You are very much focused on observing the pattern analysis and something. So when we talk about the learning, in agricultural age, it was self-taught. Industrial age, it was classroom. And thanks to the technology, we are online connected even during the COVID. Moving on to the opportunities. Before I start talking about the opportunities, I believe every coin has two sides and innovation is no different. So innovation also come up with opportunities and challenges. When we talk about the opportunity, the meaning is that we are getting a chance, especially one that offers some kind of advantage to us. When I'm talking about the challenge, it is an invitation to compete in a fight or contest or competition. So I have to challenge myself and then I have to prove myself and then it'll be considered as an opportunity given to me or a challenge given to me. I convert it into an opportunity. So very well said by Steve Jobs. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not as a threat. So I'll be talking about the industry 4.0. I'm sure most of you are already aware about this terms. So when we talk about the industry 4.0, before that I would like to talk about the industrial revolution. Why industrial revolution was required, when it started and all. So somewhere in 1790, Great Britain has actually innovated this industry for 1.0. And why they have done it? Because industrial revolution means we are transition in manufacturing and industrial process with new innovative technologies. So in 1790s around, they have come up with the steam and water power mechanization, and somewhere around 1780s or something, and around 1870s, after say almost a gap of 100 years almost, industry 2.0 came into the picture with electricity and steel mass production took over the industry. 1969 was the era of electronics, automation and computers. And industry 4.0 2011, it was proposed by Klaus Schwab, who is a professor at University of Geneva, and he has given us the concept of industry 4.0. So somebody can tell me what exactly is our industry 4.0 in a simple language? I'm sure you have heard about this term.
इंडस्ट्री 4.2 में मोस्ट ऑफ द काम मशीन्स करती है, बट उन मशीन्स को ऑपरेट करने के लिए हमें सिर्फ टेक एम्प्लॉयज चाहिए होते हैं मोस्टली, और से मेंटेनेंस.
Yes, you were saying something.
AI based industry.
Okay, that's good. Somebody else? Okay. So when I'm talking about industry 4.0, इसको हम बिल्कुल सिंपल तरीके से समझते हैं. Industry 4.0 या 4.0 is something which we generally say that it's a cyber physical system. A physical system getting connected with the virtual machines. अच्छा, हम में से कितने लोगों को अमिताभ बच्चन की एडवर्टाइजमेंट याद है, that he is switching on the AC sitting somewhere outside and he is switching on his AC, controlling the weather of his AC by sitting somewhere else in the world. Have you seen that advertisement?
Yes, ma'am.
That I think that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
for Lloyd.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is nothing but that is an
Yes, ma'am.
IoT. That is an IoT or Industry 4.0. You can say that is part of IoT Industry 4.0 because we'll be talking about the key technologies also involved in Industry 4.0. So that is an advertisement which is talking about the physical devices getting connected automatically and they can talk to each other. Like we are sitting at that, but that involves the intervention of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. But the when we talk about Industry 4.0, the companies are made in such a way that machines talk to each other. Like suppose there are two factories or there are many factories which we have and we are over or one factory has like it has bulk of work to do and they actually the factory only can inform the other factory that I am yet to wind up my task by this deadline. I'll not be able to wind it up, so kindly help me out by producing it. So they start communicating with each other without human intervention. So these days, equipment manufacturers can connect its equipment from remote location. Anybody sitting in Delhi can monitor the the manufacturing units at the remote places with the help of the applications, with the help of their smartphones, with the help of robots, with the help of drones. They can actually keep a good eye on the entire setup wherever they have set up their industry, their manufacturing unit. They can keep a good eye on it because of these things, because of the technology. So when I'm talking about Industry 4.0, the machines can talk to each other. Do you think it is very much good? It is very much good, but yes, of course, when we started working with when we started working on the basics of computers, we never thought of security. Security never came up into the picture. Kindly just hold on for a second. Sagrika, all right. I think I'm good to talk. So when they have started with the kindly just hold on for a second. Yeah. So where were we? Somebody can help me out. Where were we? What I was discussing.
Machines can talk to each other.
So perfectly. Thank you so much, Pulkit. So when I'm talking about machines can talk to each other, it is good, but we have never thought about the securities initially when we started off with the computer. When we started off with the concept of designing a computer. So I'm sure in your first semester you have seen that. In your first semester, you have read about the fundamentals where you have actually talked about the mainframes. So mainframes were very bulky systems almost covering the entire building. So for that, the security was different. We has actually the guards and the watchdogs or maybe some kind of physical security only we provided to the mainframe. Later on, we shifted to the desktop system, but again, we were very much comfortable carrying on with the normal physical security. But later on, we realized that is something which is not working fine because I'll quote one example, a very small example. There was a person who was asked to leave and he was very much frustrated. So what he did was he has taken, because they have a Saturday Sunday off, usually the normal IT companies have Saturday Sundays off. So he was working with the admin and the servers. So he took the company's main servers where all the informations are there. He took the hard drive for that and he put it in the refrigerator for 2 days and everything actually erased. After 2 days when he came to the office Monday morning, he's because he knows that he has to come little early and he has to set up the things, and when he set up everything, nobody was able to actually get the things later on also as a backup. So such kind of things, later on we realized that we need to provide security. Then later on came the laptops, the USBs. These are more vulnerable to us. I believe the drives which we are carrying these days, the attacks are actually carried out with the help of the pen drives. The competitor will leave the pen drive deliberately on your system, and then you will feel okay. This is something which is like perhaps will be mine. So we generally try and plug it on into our system, and then your system actually gets corrupted. Similarly, when we are talking about the IoT devices, there was an attack. Approximately 50,000 systems connected together And then they started talking to each other, and then they started sending to one server, and that particular server of that particular company crashed within maybe 30 minutes, just 30 minutes, because 50,000 IoT devices were talking and were actually sending a message after 30 seconds. So distributed denial of service attack was, they triggered, and the server was completely stuck because of the DDoS attack done by the IoTs. Similarly, I am sure you must have heard about the FB bots. When two bots of FB started talking to each other in a bizarre language, so that they have to, stop the bots so that they can actually work a little more properly, because they were not very much comfortable that how things will be working. So these are the key technologies now I'll be talking about. We have IoT, 3D printing, cybersecurity, autonomous robots, simulation, augmented reality, system integration, cloud computing, big data. So IoT is something which we have already talked about, that is Internet of Things. I'm sure you all have used IoT. Those who are using the bands, which is telling you the calorie burn, the steps you have taken, the exercises you have done, the calories which you have taken. So there's nothing but this is something IoT. And similarly, the smart watches these days are actually configured. Like suppose if you are waking up in the morning and you are not feeling very much fine, so your body temperature will be sent, and they'll ask you whether you want your appointment to be booked with your doctor, and automatically the doctor's number will, whatever number you have saved in your watch with the name doctor, it will be sent, the message will be sent to that particular doctor, and an appointment can be also be taken automatically by the machines. You don't have to intervene in it. So that is the beauty of technology. So I believe the quote by William Blake is very apt for us at this particular moment. What is now proved was once imagined. I'm sure you all must have imagined something like this, because when I was young, I have actually imagined something like this, that like I and my sister used to share the room, and we usually have an argument during, before sleeping, that you need to turn off the light, you need to turn off the light, and so on. So I think that is a good solution, because at that particular time, I used to say that there should be some remote that we can easily just switch on and switch off the light. So now this is very much possible. With your single app, with your single mobile, you can actually handle multiple things. The cars like Tesla, the driverless cars, the agriculture, which is doing really, really good because of the technology, because of the industry 4.0, because the drones are coming, because they can actually check the land quality, how much crop, which crop would be the most apt for it. I'm sure Lenskart ad or Lenskart app you must have used. That is the best way to actually tell what kind of frame will actually suit your face. So these kind of activities when you are doing is nothing but we are actually working on the industry 4.0. So when we talk about the challenges, technology is always a two-edged sword. It will bring in many benefits, but also many disasters, like numerous attacks on healthcare, financial sector, besides attacks like cyber terrorism, cyber warfare, etc. Anybody is aware of WannaCry? Somebody who have heard about this name WannaCry? Can someone talk about WannaCry? Nobody has heard about it? No worries. So, Acha, how many of you have heard about the ransomware attack? Kindly raise your hand if you have heard about the ransomware attack. Anubhav, what is that? What do you mean by ransomware attack?
मैम उसमें मतलब किसी कंपनी को हैक करके ना फिर मतलब कि फिरौती मांगते हैं.
परफेक्ट, वेरी वेल सेड. तो WannaCry में भी ऐसे ही कुछ हुआ था कि हमारा जो हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर्स था, हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर, देखो अभी हम सबसे ज़्यादा ना फोकस इस पर कर रहे हैं कि हम सबसे ज़्यादा रिसर्च हेल्थ केयर पर करें. अभी तो कोविड की वजह से करें, पर उससे पहले भी हेल्थ केयर पर हम बहुत काम कर रहे थे, बिकॉज वी बिलीव दैट ह्यूमन एसेट इज़ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एसेट फॉर एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. उसके ऊपर सबसे ज़्यादा पैसा लगाना चाहिए. तो हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर के ऊपर सबसे ज़्यादा रिसर्च हो रही थी, सो दैट वी कैन एक्चुअली परफॉर्म गुड सर्जरीज. Somebody would like to add on something? Okay. Should I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope I am not going little more theoretical or something. You are able to relate it. We are on the same page, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Great. So WannaCry was an attack which was a ransomware which impacted UK the most. अच्छा ये viruses attack, malicious software attack होते क्यों हैं? What is a malicious software? We generally name it as malware also. How many of you are aware of malwares? I'm sure हम सबके पास malware attack. We all have been victim somehow of the viruses and the bots and the worms. So malware is nothing but it is malicious software. When we talk about malicious software, it has two categorization. I'll not go into that much depth. I'll just talk about the basic thing that malware attack होते हैं जिसके अंदर हमारे पास self-replicating viruses की तरह या worms की तरह. It is like there are different types of malicious softwares. So when we talk about the WannaCry was a ransomware worm which was spread through the bot और उसमें उन लोगों ने Eternal Blue is a software which was used by FBI. They have come to know about the patch in the operating system. I am sure आप बहुत सारे लोग हमारे इंडिया में we generally focus and we generally prefer using Windows as an operating system. तो Windows के अंदर हम बहुत सारी बार patches आते हैं. I am sure आप सबने देखे होंगे. We generally say keep an update of the viruses of the operating system to stay away from the viruses. Keep an antivirus on your system to stay away from the any kind of attacks. So this is very true. So UK में जो health care sector था उन लोगों ने अपना patch update नहीं किया था operating system का और जितने भी cyber security जितने भी cyber security experts हैं they generally say okay. Kindly mute yourself if it's visible. Yeah, thank you. So जितने भी cyber security experts थे they said that we should be taking good care of our basic needs. We need to protect our data, we need to secure our systems. So this is something very much required कि अपने operating systems को patches लेते रहो. तो यहाँ पर क्या हुआ था कि Eternal Blue कर एक software बनाया गया था, Linux based software था which was kept by FBI and they know the loopholes of Windows operating system and they were keeping an eye, and majority of the people in UK have not updated their system, and that is the reason why the attackers actually come to know about the Eternal Blue, and then they made a software, then they made a vulnerability, seeing the exposure and seeing the vulnerability, they have exploited this WannaCry and they asked for the ransomware, and approximately UK 0.92 million they have lost, and globally around 0.66 billion was the loss occurred only by one ransomware attack, that is WannaCry.
एक बार मैसेज डाल दो बेटा ग्रुप पे.
Okay, moving ahead, the other challenges. This is something very interesting. The first is the technological failure. That is one of the most challenges of innovation. To overcome this, it is important for the organizations to carry out the number of trials. When you are delivering something, you need to test it so that finally the end product should be very much fine. It should not be causing any kind of issue. So that is technological failure. Then we have financial burdens. This is another challenge on the organization because innovation is very costly affair. Innovation involves good amount of time because when you have thought of an idea and you are putting something in commercialization to get the revenue, you need to deliver some good end product. So that end product will be taking some time. It will be occupying some time. So आपका जो end result आएगा, जो actually market से पैसा आना शुरू होगा, वो बाद में आएगा. तो financial burden आपके पास होता है, तो उसके लिए आपके पास कुछ sponsors होने चाहिए. I'll be talking about India also, and then I'll be telling how the Indian government is actually focusing on the research now. Then we have market failure. Market failure is something which is, despite of many trials, आपको idea बहुत अच्छा लगा, आपने viability भी पढ़ ली, feasibility analysis भी कर लिया, सब अच्छा लगा, implement होकर भी अच्छा आया, but लोगों ने खरीदा नहीं, लोगों ने उतना ज़्यादा उसे जितना आपने सोचा था कि market sale होगी या उतना ज़्यादा market reachability होगी, पर उतना expected जितना था आपको उतना हुआ नहीं, तो that is a market failure. Then we have redundancy. आपने कुछ project बनाया या एक product बनाया, and redundancy is another challenge. Why? Because market changes constantly. तो जो आप काम कर रहे हो वही 4 लोग और भी काम कर रहे होंगे. And maybe आपका प्रोडक्ट रिलीज होने में 2 दिन बाद रिलीज हुआ और 2 दिन पहले सेम प्रोडक्ट किसी और कंपनी ने रिलीज कर दिया. So they become the pioneers and they'll get the benefit. And of course, we have health challenge also, because the radiations and the dry eyes are again another problem which we all are facing because of using computers and the screen time, extending the screen time. And the India, as per the India, if we will be talking, the first and the foremost challenge from the Indian perspective is the academia industry gap. So for that, the Atal Innovation Mission has collaborated with the institutions in the countries like Switzerland and UK, and are proving helpful. The government initiative for skill development emphasize on the practical approach. So abhi we have started using the blended technology, and we are just trying to focus more on the practical aspect. We ask you people to work on more projects, live projects and other things, rather than just the theoretical knowledge. Then funding, the Niti Aayog and others are actually giving good amount of money to the startups. They're spending good amount of money on the research also. So how many of you know about the patents? Anybody who knows have heard about the word patent? किसी ने कभी पेटेंट सुना है? क्या होता है
Yes, ma'am.
पेटेंट, कॉपीराइट, क्या होता है पेटेंट?
हम पेटेंट एक तरह का सर्टिफिकेट कह सकते हैं, राइट कह सकते हैं कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करने का। तो जिसने बनाया तो उसको बस राइट होता है ये।
परफेक्ट। सपोज अगर कोई चीज़ किसी ने बनाई है और मुझे वो यूज़ करनी है, तो आई हैव टू टेक परमिशन फ्रॉम देम कि मैं वो चीज़ यूज़ कर सकती हूँ। एंड एट टाइम्स इफ इट इज़ अ कमर्शियल पेटेंट आई हैव टू पे फॉर इट, तो मुझे पैसे भी देने पड़ते हैं। सो द नंबर ऑफ पेटेंट्स फाइल्ड इन इंडिया पर ईयर इज, कितने पेटेंट फाइल्ड होते हैं इंडिया में हर साल?
Ma'am, in 2020 it is 52.6,000.
It's approximately 45 to 50,000. But उसमें से 45,000 के अंदर से हम, so give me just 10 minutes. But how many are filed by Indian nationals? कितने Indian nationals कितने फाइल करते हैं? Indian patent फाइल होते हैं 45 to 50,000, but कितने Indian nationals फाइल करते हैं? सिर्फ 13,000। तो बाकी कौन करता है फाइल? जो remaining patent जो हैं वो फाइल होते हैं फॉरेन नेशनल से, so that they can actually license with us later on. So अगर हम इसको कंपेयर करते हैं यूएस के साथ में, तो यूएसए में any guesses how many patents do we actually file?
Around 3,50,000.
We file 5,000 per week. Just imagine. We are 1.3 billion people and only 13,000 patents we are filing each year, and we are rich intellectual capital. Our students are the most informed and the most hardworking people. They are the best brains, but still only 13,000 patents. So we need to really work more aggressively on this. The infrastructure is again a problem for us because बहुत बार इंटरनेट नहीं चल रहा होता, टेक्निकल ग्लिचेस आ रहे होते हैं, सिस्टम की कैपेसिटी उतनी नहीं होती है, जो हमें पर्क्स चाहिए होते हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए होता है, वो उतना अवेलेबल नहीं होता है, तो वो सब चीज़ें भी हैं. Now to conclude my session, I would say the Global Innovation Index, it was released a few months ago rather, somewhere on 3rd of March, and India was ranked 48 among 131 countries. India has for the first time has come in the top 50. So that is a good thing for us, good reason for us that we are growing now. Within 6 years from 86 position to 48 position, it is a good accomplishment. And it's no surprise that India's youth is considered as the one of the most informed. I really wish all of you to be more innovative, think more on the terms of generating some ideas so that that can be actually used for you only to start up your own business. Like if I talk about Uber was just a concept. Uber का कोई कार Uber की नहीं है. Airbnb just a concept. कोई एक भी होटल या प्रॉपर्टी उनकी खुद की नहीं है. If I am talking about Oyo Room was again a concept. It's just an idea, and they have just commercialized it, and it is actually a good business. It's actually earning good amount of revenue, and I am very much sure that you people actually have beautiful ideas because you have great mind. So please start working on the innovation. Start. See, we have two options. One option is we can go for the job. The other option is we can open our own startup. So I'll quote one example which I have just read. I was reading it yesterday only. LinkedIn per somebody, some BTech student who has just dropped out the BTech. He was a final year student and he has dropped his BTech at that particular time. he said it was all theory which I was studying. So I have left it in between and I have designed artificial intelligence. With the help of artificial intelligence, I have created a hand and I'm trying to help the people by helping it with the technology. So such kind of people who are coming up with beautiful startup. Acha, I'll quote one more example. Like there was a person who was living in Ashok Vihar, and he felt that यहाँ पर सब पेड़ वेड़ कट रहे हैं, so कोई we are normal human beings and we really want to live in an environment where we can actually hear the voice of sparrows and the other birds. So he has actually started building the nest. I'm sure you must have heard about him. So he is the one who has actually come into the Guinness Book of World Record also, because he has actually made so many nests and he has commercialized his idea. Otherwise nest हम कभी भी नहीं बनाते थे as a human being. This has been always the duty of the birds only to make their own home, but now he is the one who is actually selling the nest so that we can actually call the invite the birds to stay near us. तो ऐसी वाली चीज़ें is nothing but this is an innovation, and I really believe that Indian minds are the best brains and we are the most hardworking people. So please start working with this. I would like to thank all of you to listen to me very patiently, and I would request all the young budding professionals to please plan something very much significant and contribute to the society. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a very informative session. Now we are open for the question session round. If someone wants to ask ma'am, may ask their questions by switching on their cameras or mics, and they can also type their queries in the chat box.
If you have any query, you may please raise your hand. The session is excellent coverage of the topic building innovation. So I don't think so that any student is having any query for that. Navodita, if you can just have a vote of thanks.
Yes. The best and beautiful things cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by heart. I would like to thank our chief guest who graced us with her thoughts-provoking address set of a perfect platform for our college. Thank you so much, ma'am, for an informative and a wonderful session we had with you. It was an honor to have you this morning over here.
Thank you, Navodita.
Ma'am, I would request you all, the students and the faculty members, to please switch on their cameras for the photograph.
Mukta ma'am, if you can also join with mobile at this time.
Allow me 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, we would like to thank all the student coordinators.
Thank you, ma'am.
Specifically, Navodita, Kunal, Mohit, and Ananya. Thanks for the excellent work. Thank you, ISC members and VSIT faculty members for joining us. Thank you, students, for joining us. Thank you very much. We'll wait for the guest speaker to join with mobile. Okay, Navodita?
Okay, ma'am.
We request all the students to kindly switch on their cameras.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry, but there is some network issue coming, so I don't think I'll be able to connect with the. I'll not be able to switch on the video. So.
Okay, no problem, ma'am. No problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Just be the part of this event until we log off.
Sure.
Kunal, is it done?
Yes, done.